Right. Check 1 2 1 2. Right, anyway, got the mic now, connected, always had it. So yeah, sound quality should be better. Got a little fire in the background on the TV. And we're on chapter 2, working with the law again. This chapter is called The Law of Thinking. Obviously goes into just your thoughts. I'm sure you've heard it plenty of times, thoughts create reality, etc, etc. So yeah, just going to go through and over some of that now. See how we get on. So I've just taken a few notes again. Just going to talk through these, give my thoughts on it, and yeah, just likely move on from there. Let me turn that down. Don't really know if you can hear it. Don't massively really care, because I'm sure my voice is louder. However, first note that I took was, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs chapter 23 verse 7. Shows about a few translations of that, whatever. Don't shoot the messenger. Now went on to mystery, being another word for ignorance. I'm sure you can figure that out also. It's just like, if you're ignorant to something, then it's a mystery, but once you actually have the knowledge and understanding of that something, then it's no longer a mystery. It's just knowledge. All things not understood are mysteries. Ruling mental state will determine experiences. So if your state of mind is upwards bound, all forces are directed into constructive channels. So if you're obviously constantly just thinking of positive things, as cliche as it sounds, and I'm sure you've heard it loads of times, but this is just the book, I'm taking notes, then yeah, any situation that you sort of encounter or whatever, if you're just thinking in a positive, constructive mindset, that's what's going to sort of appear to you, which is a very good mindset to have, I'd say. If the state of mind is downwards and negative, all forces will be misdirected, and yeah, you would just be looking at more problems, like whatever so-called problems came to light, rather than finding solutions for them. You'll find more problems in them and just be in that constant rut of just problems. I'm gonna change that AC. Oh, doesn't want to listen to me, so. Oh, there's that. Anyway. So, in saying that, seek true and natural points of view. And a note that I took personally was I was saying that it doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense in a natural way, it doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, it's just as simple as that. Like, because I tend to always try and, if I have maybe a new understanding of something or thinking of something that makes sense, I try to make it make sense in another way. If I ever come up with an example of that, I'll say that. But yeah, if there's something that makes sense in one aspect, it tends to make sense in other aspects as well, if you mirror them. Could be wrong, but that's just sort of how I look at things. And then it also goes on to say, what we believe is what we see, rather than seeing is believing. Actually, believing is seeing. What does it say? A bug's world is only as big as the leaf it lives on. And actually, what it went on to say after that was that it probably won't even live long enough to eat the entire leaf that the bug is on, because the leaf is massive in comparison to the size of the bug, obviously depending on the bug. And then went on to say that eyes are deceitful, reality isn't real. And the examples that were given in the book was, when you're looking at a train track, it looks as if it's just one train track or something, like converging. I'd need to go back and listen to it again actually and get that example down pat. However, that other example was when you're looking off a pier, looking at a ship, and it looks like it's sinking, but it's not actually sinking, it's just getting further and further away. So yeah, your eyes make it seem like it's sinking away when in reality it's not, or whatever. So even just your eyes aren't really 100%. You barely actually see things with your eyes. There's a lot more going on than what your eyes can obviously see. Radio waves, microwaves, infrared, all of these things, X-rays, whatnot, MRI scans, can't see those things because those are waves that are still in existence, but we just can't perceive them. So thoughts, travel. So before that, you don't even see with your eyes, you see with your mind. What they were saying is that the image is obviously like through your eyes, it's flipped because it actually comes in upside down, it's flipped in your brain, and then the image is repeated until it makes sense, and then that's what you see. You can go into that and, I don't know, research that, I guess. And then it was saying that thoughts, according to science, travel at the speed of 186,000 miles per second, which is comparable to the speed of light, which is 3 times 10 to the power 8. Your power to think is inexhaustible, so your ability to use your mind, like there's no sort of time limit or battery on the amount that you can use your mind. It's like an infinite source, and that's the way you should essentially look at it, like it's inexhaustible. Dwelling on failure and poverty doesn't breed success, so here it goes on to just talk about how what's in your mind is what's going to be sort of concurrent with your reality. It says that, where is it? Yeah. Dwelling on failure and poverty doesn't breed success. They will likely, like those people that constantly think about that will likely stay poor. And one thing that I realised as well is even when I was working, before I was working at Ryanair actually, fixing aircraft, and a lot of people there would also complain. However, they would just complain and there was never anything really constructive about it. And I would say that I also complained about certain things. However, I would always be thinking about some sort of solution towards it, or how it can be made better, or like I was always trying to look for some sort of constructive way to look at it or attack it, rather than just complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. It's like I would complain, but again, there was always some sort of constructive, or this is what I want to do instead, or this is what I'm going to do instead, or like, yeah, a lot of people from, again, this is from speaking to people there, they'd been there complaining about the same things for years upon years and never actually changed anything about that situation, which is like, not everybody feels the need to. Some people even just enjoy complaining. Oh, is that going to be an ad? Of course it's a bleeding ad. Yeah, now I've got to make sure there's ads on my videos. Oh my god, there's another ad. Get out. Right, anyway, get the fire back on. Now, what they'll say is, what it says in the book again, is when you're cold, you don't focus on the cold to get rid of the cold, you focus on heat and create heat. If you're sat in the cold, thinking and talking about cold, trying to bring on more cold, it's not exactly going to make you warm. What you do is you think about the heat, think about how you're going to create the heat, and now you're warm. Can't think scarcity and apparent unfavourable conditions and not get that. So if you're just constantly thinking about unfavourable conditions and constantly thinking about negatives, and what world are you going to create something positive? It's fine, I'd say it's actually fine to like be like, oh, this is the negative aspect of this, however this is how we turn it to a positive, or we have this problem which is whatever, like it can be anything, we don't have enough water, but rather than just going, we don't have enough water, like we don't have enough water, it's like, right, we don't have enough water, so let's get enough water, let's buy enough water for the week to last us for at the very least a week, so that we don't get in the same situation where it comes to the end of the week and we don't have enough water. So I guess, yeah, just analysing things like that rather than just, yeah, we don't have enough or something or whatever. Your thoughts should be directed towards what you're looking to create. Look at thoughts as seeds. So planting a pumpkin seed and expecting apples doesn't make sense. If a weed grows, what is the cause of the weed? Rather than plucking the weed and letting it grow back, you should be thinking about, like, what's the root cause of this weed and finding a solution so that the weed doesn't just continue growing, and then you don't need to waste time constantly plucking a weed when you can just completely eliminate the weed, which makes more sense. And then lightning misdirected can be destructive, very destructive. However, lightning controlled can be very constructive. Like it can power cities, it can give, yeah, it can just give life. It can do loads of things, electricity and lightning, if it's understood, controlled and harnessed, especially controlled aspect of it. And what this was compared to was the ability to control in your mind. And are you controlling your mind? Because if you aren't controlling your mind, then your mind's controlling you, and a lot of energy is going to get misdirected. Whereas if you are controlling your mind, then you have a disciplined mind, then you are able to actually control reality and direct that energy into something constructive, whatever that may be that you want it to be. Yep. Yeah, anyway, I'm sure you've understood that. Law of, oh my days, do I need to do, let's hope this AI can pick up what I'm saying. Because people say I've got an accent, but obviously I fucking don't. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that, I don't really care. Anyway, have you a disciplined mind? Law of orderly thinking, when we even simply order what we're going to do, put it in some sort of order rather than letting things order us. We control reality and don't let reality control us. So yeah, if you plan your day just before you're about to set off to do it, and you do those things, then you are in control of your day and the things that you were doing, versus if you don't plan anything and you just go ahead and just do whatever comes, then your outside sources are the ones that are controlling you. And it's like, it's up to you what you want, whether you want to be controlled or be in control. And a lot of the times what you find is that when you're not in control, you then try to grab control forcefully, which doesn't work at all. Like you can't, yeah, it doesn't tend to work. You're better off just being in control to begin with, rather than, yeah, trying to control like something that's already moving. Now, plan time and work with constructive duty, work towards success. Knowledge and understanding will supplant, yeah, so knowledge and understanding will supplant fear and ignorance, meaning that you have an understanding of it rather than being fearful of it and ignorant. And then we are what we are according to this, to our state of thinking. Thoughts are things. Oh, so yeah, this was a, oh no, yeah, sorry. So we are what we are according to our state of thinking. So whatever our state of thinking is what we are. We can say one thing, and if we're thinking another thing, it becomes very apparent in our, just the way we are and the way we act and whatever, however we maneuver, what our reality is like. And I'd say that's a big thing that I had been sort of trying to figure out as well. And yeah, I'm still sort of getting there, which is good, I guess. And then they quoted, thoughts are things, Henry Van Dyke poem. I'd say go and read it, pretty decent, but the part that I highlighted was, choose thy destiny and wait, for love brings love and hate brings hate. So yeah, I'm sure you can understand what that means based off of what we're just talking about. Yeah, if you're constantly talking or being hateful, then that's what that's going to bring about. I don't know if, like, you can't really expect anything else to be sort of created outside of that when that's all you're creating. Whereas if you're creating love, then that's what's going to be created and that's what you can expect. Hope this, I don't know, maybe helped someone understand something. Maybe it's inspired you to go and read the book. It's a good book, audible, it's on YouTube I'm sure as well. And yeah, that was chapter 2, just a couple notes. And yeah, probably do chapter 3 soon too. Anything else I could really waffle or yap about just now? I don't think so. Do not think so. This book has been great. Taking down notes in the morning and things, taking down notes of the book. This book also has been great. I've already introduced you to it, I'm sure. Self-reflection journal just forces you to sort of reflect. Let me actually see if I've got anything to fill out. No, probably just, yeah, I'm just gonna ask these questions. So this morning, and then, yeah, what is a memory that makes you, yeah, right, so this morning. How are you feeling this morning and why? That was the questions. List 3 things you're grateful for. And then what is the most exciting thing you look forward to today? And that's in the morning. And then in the evening, what it is, which is now, which I'm about to do. What was the highlight of the day? How do you feel about that experience, and why? Write something you appreciate about yourself today. Guess it's a good reflection. Good time to reflect. And then this is reflection 2. There was already a reflection 1, but this is like a larger reflection where you sort of take notes to yourself. It's saying, what is a memory that makes you smile and overly joyful? So I'll be getting into that. Hope you enjoyed this part of the video. Might actually do these individually as well, because I just seen something on Instagram about posting 100 times a day. So I might just start pumping out content, who knows. This will probably be part of the week video that I'm doing at the moment. And then after that, see how I plan things out, and probably just possibly do things on a daily, and maybe do things on a daily, just depends. If I see it as worthy of being daily. Otherwise, I will do it as I see fit. Because one thing I'm not really looking to do is just try and force myself to do things that I'm not going to hold and stick to. Rather build that confidence of actually posting first. Get to a point where I'm posting, and then decide, okay, this is the days I'm posting, this is the day I'm not posting, or maybe I'm doing this, maybe I'm doing that. And just build that confidence from there, rather than just trying to go, as a good friend PJ would say, balls to the walls. Don't ask, but yeah, balls to the walls. I would rather just ease myself in and go from there. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed that. That's 16 minutes, holy smokes. Nah, I'm not even gonna cut it down. I might, yeah, like I said, I might just add this as a series as well outside with just shorter videos. So that's a 16-minute video there, little 5-minute video here, there, and still do the weekly thing. Put that in as well, who knows. So then if you get to this part, then you'd obviously just skip it because you've seen it or not seen it, whatever. Do as you wish, but yeah, I think that's actually a very good idea to just start pumping out a lot of content, start creating as well as consume and create. Maybe lean more on creating. Right now I'm just waffling, because why not? I can do what I want. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, I can do what I want. And yeah, that's been chapter 2 of working with the law of thinking. I just make sure that I got that right. Yep, the law of thinking. Meet me on the next episode, which will be, drum roll please. I am not inserting a drum roll. Probably not. The law of supply. So we'll figure out what that even means, because I cannot remember. See ya. Oh, wait. Watch us magic. Bye bye. Right, so I'm actually going to end this video here. Just looking at my schedule there for tomorrow. It's just going to be, tomorrow being Friday, it's just going to be pads, mobility, so nice stuff that you've already seen. I think that was a decent week in Bali. So that's sort of the routine I've been in for a few weeks now. And that's just all that it's really going to be. Going to test out some no-gi on Saturday, I'm sure I've scheduled it in for, which will be interesting, so I'll possibly get some of that. Other than that, I guess this is some sort of outro. Hope you enjoyed the video. More videos to come. Maybe learn about me a little bit more, learn about you through the comments, whatever. Yeah, nothing else really to say other than I was going to wait till Sunday to just do all the way from whenever I started, I think Monday to Saturday, do all the editing Sunday, and I just thought, you know what's the point in that? Just stick out something, and that breaks down that barrier. Then I can just do even shorter videos and just actually focus on editing on them, make my workload easier, I guess. Guess it's partly laziness, but also I can chuck this out. It's going to be like an hour long. Then I can chop this up, put them out separately, certain sections, maybe extended parts of certain places that maybe either people wanted to see more of, or that I just found interesting, or even these parts before, so the clip before where I was doing the working with the law, I can set that out into like different videos. and a playlist. So things like that are things that I'm thinking about at the moment. And just to actually quickly go over the motivation or reason for me doing this is because I was actually here with a friend. We're both staying in this place. He went back to the UK. You'll meet him eventually. He went back to the UK, and pretty much I wasn't really someone who would go out speak to people at all. Really, just kept myself to myself. And he just said, "Well, look, that's something that you probably want to now maybe not force yourself, but step into actually starting to do that, be more social." And then yes, I started that pretty much straight away. Got met a lot of new people. Got speaking with them. They somehow, for some reason, thought I was some sort of confident sort of person, which I guess maybe I come off that way just due to me putting myself out there a lot more. And I just thought the next logical step was just jumping on YouTube. Already did in street interviews in my IG. This is definitely a lot less scary, so to speak. So here we are, and that's that, to be honest. So again, watch this magic. See you soon.